This podcast is not about your latest fashion trends. It's not about your latest hot spots to hit around town. Because truth is, this podcast is going to be put on by three guys that live in very different locations. And so we're not really interested in sharing the latest hot spots and gossip, but rather we base our podcast on a quote by William Wurmbrand. And if you go to our description of the show, you can read that quote. But it talks about this idea that we hear the music of the gospel as believers. We hear the music of the gospel, and a lot of people around us, they just simply don't hear that same gospel music. And I'm not talking about gospel music as in Kirk Franklin or Lecrae or all those amazing, brilliant artists. I'm talking about the gospel music as in the actual good news of the gospel. And we dance to this tune. And while others around us don't hear the same tune, they may consider us insane. And so that quote by Richard Wurmbrand really sparked this idea for us three. And this show is going to be put on by myself, Aaron Rodgers, my best friend, Trey Norton, and our mentor, Harley Aaron. We have a Marco Polo that we share together. If you don't know what Marco Polo is, it's an app where you can communicate through videos to each other. And we started this about 2 years ago, right before COVID started taking over our world. And we had no idea that we would need that video chat between the three of us so desperately. It kept us afloat. It kept us full of hope and excitement. And here we are to say we're going to transfer our conversations that we had on Marco Polo over to a podcast. And guys, it's not going to be just us rambling on, talking to each other. We're inviting you to be a part of the conversations that kept us afloat for so long. If we didn't have this Marco Polo chat going between the three of us, we all agree that it would have been an extremely hard time getting through COVID. A lot of us lost jobs during that time. We were giving into fear. Some of us were dealing with heavy anxiety, both in relationships and with things that we can't control. And so we came to this chat every single day, leaning on each other, leaning into each other's faith, because as we turned on the TV, as we heard all the news, as all of you heard, we found ourselves in panic. We found ourselves running to the store to grab toilet paper and rice and whatever we could to survive because we thought the end had come. The truth is, guys, the Lord is tarrying. And while we sit here and wait upon the Lord for him to come, and we ask, Lord, that you come soon. But while we wait, we want to spread a message of hope. So we're not going to shy away from the tough topics. We're going to dive into them. We're going to come swinging at them. We're going to discuss them. But we're going to go always back to Scripture, always back to the word of truth and hope. The word of life, the God-given scriptures that we have. We're going to lean into those. We're going to deal with the tough topics, but we're never going to leave you in fear. We're always going to walk away making sure that we instill hope, because that is the gospel. If you dive into eschatology, many people will go the route of infusing fear into their message of eschatology, which is the study of end times. People end this grand story of our life with fear. Like, oh my gosh, if you don't get things right, it's going to be really bad. But no, we want to end it with hope. We believe God gave us eschatology, gave us hints and glimpses of the end times to give us hope. And so we hope, as the Party People podcast, to bring you in to where you can also hear this music and you can join with us as we dance to the sweet music of the gospel. Hope you enjoy this podcast. Always reach out to us. Our email is wehearthemusic47@gmail.com. We love you guys, and shalom.